sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Green Bay Packers. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Escaping a tackler at the 25. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Bart, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And this carry not as productive. He swung it up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there. Now it's 3rd down and inches.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage.
And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Now he's flushed out left. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Play action. It's Darnold.
That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. 2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run left with Pollard, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Off of play action, Darnold.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Faking the give, Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Well, this defense for the Packers, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
From midfield, here's Kaepernick. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. But what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's Kaepernick.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off.
And the Packersons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
He'll have a first down past the 40. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Packers are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore.
Santos with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Second and 10. A give running right is Akers.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They fake the give. Now Kaepernick.
Winds up and lets it go for Samuel.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. picked up by Javon Holland. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. And there's the rookie from Western Michigan, Dwayne Eskridge. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll run on first down. Pollard. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. After the run, now Darnold to throw. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Tony Pollard, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Flush to his right. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On the handoff, it's Akers. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This defense going to bring out a couple extra DBs here on 3rd and a yard. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now a play fake. Kaepernick rolling to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big time play.
Hey, 91, 91. Watch 2, watch 2. Right here, right here.
Now they'll throw with Kaepernick.
He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield.
Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. That catch good for only a couple.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
40's mine, 40's the mine, 40's the mine.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Play action. Now Kaepernick. Trying to lay one up deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. To throw on 2nd and 10. Darnold escaping the pressure right. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On first down, Darnold. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. On first down, Pollard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Flushed out right. It's Miller, complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good...
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Brandon Ayuk, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers add on to their lead. Santos with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going.
And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there.
Tackled by Isaiah Simmons.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
On play action, it's Kaepernick. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive
as they take over here with 11 seconds remaining.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point.
So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting.
And the Packers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Darnold. That's caught by Howard. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync,
stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
On first down, it's Darnold. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Touchdown, Packers. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Santos now to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Now a give. Akers running left.
And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Monte Nicholson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
Now Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howard. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. He's moving, boys, he's moving. Ready.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Darnold. And yet again, it's Howard with a catch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Darnold on 1st down. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. O.J. Howard, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it is 42-0.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, it totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Just like that. Just like that. Choose the mic. Don't get nervous.
On play action, it's Kaepernick. He'll buy some time right. It's complete to Cook. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Or maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
42 yards on the ground for him so far. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
We got 4. We got 4.
They'll go again here with Akers.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. Mike, check 33. 33. You. Hey, lady! Check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. I'm on. Mike, check 33. Hey, lady! Check.
On the handoff, running left is Akers.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Michael O.J. Mudia with the tackle.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Check. Mike 2. Here we go. Sunday. Watch 2. Watch the screen.
To throw, it's Kaepernick. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
8 yards to go.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down.
Tight end right. You got 3 down.
Throwing now is Kaepernick. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Now Kaepernick, got to have this one. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Eli Apple. And the Packers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch out, watch out.
Faking the give, Darnold.
He's able to find Miller. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
A play fake, and it's Darnold.
Rolling to his right. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. O.J. Howard, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Packers add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Throwing on first down is Kaepernick.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Kaepernick now on first down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Michael Ojemudia. There he goes right side. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your number one cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. They'll give this to Akers running right.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now a run with Akers.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Play action. Now Kaepernick out to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now a play fake. Kaepernick. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Packers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Packers, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall